Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a chit-chat for the collective when it comes to this new moon in Taurus. And so this is just going to be a general message. It is not linked to Twin Flame, although that may come through in the card part of the reading. But we do have this new moon in Taurus tomorrow on May 19th at 28 degrees 25. And so this new moon, I feel, is going to be very unique because we're going to have a record number of planets in the sign of Taurus. And so we're going to have the sun, the moon, Mercury, Uranus, North Node, and Jupiter. They're basically all going to be in the sign of Taurus. And so 50% of these energies right now are concentrated on this one particular sign of the zodiac, which is Taurus, and then the other 50% in the other signs, right? And we got quite a bit of Cancer. We got Venus and Mars in Cancer, and we got a little bit of Pisces energy playing out as well. And so what does this mean, right? So what I want you to pay particular attention to is the Taurus section of your birth chart. Where does Taurus fall in your planets and in your housing? And so any major aspects like Jupiter in Taurus, we're going to be feeling this, a sun in Taurus, a moon in Taurus, especially if it's like one of your big three, like a Taurus ascendant. So look to the housing sector, though, of your birth chart. And that's the area of your life that you're going to be focusing on, that this new moon is going to be demanding your attention on when it comes to a certain issue that you've not been willing to budge on, because Taurus is a very fixed sign. And so if you're familiar with your chart, you likely already know what area of your chart Taurus is going to fall in, which house you have Taurus in. And so if you don't have any Taurus placements in your housing side, because I don't, look to where, like I would look to where my sun falls in my housing chart. If you're not familiar with your chart, don't worry. You're most likely going to figure it out anyway, because the energies are going to make this very, very obvious as to what part of your chart you need to address, especially the Taurus North Node or South Node collective. There's going to be something coming up in your life, a particular area of your life that's going to demand a transformation or your attention. It's going to be very demanding. It could be your health. It could be your children. It could be your health if you find Taurus in your 6th house. It could be your children if Taurus is in your 5th house. If it's your money, then Taurus would likely be in your 2nd house. Your career could be the 10th house or the 6th house. Your relationships, that would be the 7th house. And so forth and so on. Your group of friends, likely you're going to find Taurus in the 11th house. And so whatever particular area it's going to be falling in for your own natal chart, it's going to be in strong focus. And there's something already been brewing when it comes to this energy anyway. And so this is probably one of the most auspicious new moons of the year, because we're closing it out after the double new moon in Aries energy. And so this really is the time to plant those seeds for these new foundations that we've been working on when it comes to our self-worth, our personal values, our personal beliefs. Taurus is the Hierophant, right? Which speaks of religions, institutions, governments, our programmed beliefs. And so we're here to step into our own authentic beliefs, not these programmed beliefs. And so the universe really is on our side, even if it doesn't really feel like that in these energies, because a lot is breaking apart in some very unusual ways at this point in time. And so with this powerful new moon in Taurus, we have this powerful Taurus stellium energy. And so this is allowing us to gain a little bit of momentum now that Mercury is no longer in retrograde, although we're still in the post-shadow period. So things are slowly picking up the pace, right? But something needs to happen. Something needs to give. It's the energy of the straw that broke the camel's back. And Kitty come to join me, and I got Sophia right across from me, sunbathing on the lounger part of the couch because the sun is shining in. But And so we do have this new moon that is beautifully aspected when it comes to forming supportive aspects with Mars in Cancer, Neptune in Pisces, and Pluto in Aquarius. And so there is this very tense T-square going on, though, during this period of time. And we've been feeling it most of the week between Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto. And so although the new moon is harmonizing with certain energies, this is bring forward our inspiration, our motivation, and our determination to put forth the effort to begin in a brand new cycle. And so what many might be feeling at this time is this peaceful Taurus energy. That's where I'm kind of sitting at. If you're not there, that's okay. That's okay. I woke up in this very peaceful, benevolent energy this morning. But I am fully aware of this T-square going on in the background. And so that could mean that certain people are headed towards a lot of opposition, right? You're squaring it up with the bull energy because this T-square is stirring up a lot of aggression, a lot of tension, along with a little bit of paranoia and fear-driven behavior. And so we don't want to make decisions based on fear, right? And so we're always going to feel these squares and oppositions differently. Squares to me is bringing in like an external confrontation that is going to highlight the internal opposition. And so we're going to feel these energies a little bit more strongly with this new moon. And so we can't neglect these energies, right? This potent Taurus energy coming through, because this is giving us this chance to make an important decision when it comes to embracing positive change in our life. And it's not easy to make some hard decisions, right? And so it's time to make some solid, realistic plans, some solid, realistic decisions. It's time to kind of set the stage and set the seeds to reap the rewards of this new beginning. And so any step in the right direction is gonna go in your favor at this time. And so there's still a lot kind of playing out behind the scenes collectively when it comes to birthing the age of Aquarius into existence. And so it might feel like total chaos in your life, like this never-ending anxious tension of energy building. But on the other side of this clearing is the promise of the Taurus energy of peace, stability, and abundance, right? Taurus is the cash cow. And with Jupiter just entering into Taurus, and it's going to be here for about the next 12 months on a journey, we've got this Jupiter and Taurus energy kind of on our side when it comes to manifesting and reaping these seeds of abundance. But we do have to do the work first. We have to rebuild our foundation. We have to maybe start from ground zero. We have to understand our beliefs, our morals, our values, our ethics. And we have to come from this place of principled action. And so I think many are being reminded of the lack of stability in their life. And if you truly want stability and abundance, then you got to untangle yourself out of a karmic mess or a karmic webbing or entanglement. And so, I'm not just talking about a few entanglements here and there, like a big karmic mess that we need to take massive action on. And so we're restructuring the fundamental ethics of our life during this new moon. And so Mars square Pluto is saying it's time to take massive action, and Pluto is magnifying this energy even further. And so what are you doing? Are you trying hard and putting in effort in a connection that's not really yielding any results? Because if you keep struggling in a relationship with somebody, if you keep having these mini towers and these setbacks, maybe it's because something needs to change. Maybe it's because you need to walk away and you need to make a radical decision when it comes to taking action in a new direction. And so if we keep playing into these struggle timelines, these setbacks, and these challenges, it's going to have a major negative impact in the coming years ahead. And so Saturn is asking us to do the work in the Pisces energy to stop being the victim, to stop being the martyr, and to take charge of your life. Because nobody can perpetuate you into this victim mentality unless you're allowing this to keep being recreated in your reality. And so Taurus is this very calm and self-sufficient energy. There's just something about a high vibration Taurus energy. They are self-sufficient. They're calm. And they are the most authentically self-confident sign of the zodiac. And I'm not just being biased here because I'm a Taurus sun sign, but there is this very beautiful, elegant, authentic self-confidence about a Taurus who has integrated their life lessons. And it's because of the deep connection Taurus has with Mother Earth, with nature, with God, with source energy. Taurus is Mother Earth. Taurus is Gaia. And so this is the one earth sign that could rule the world, right? If Earth was to rule a certain sign, it would be in the sign of Taurus. And so Taurus is the area of our chart as well where we feel most at ease with ourselves and with life. And so this stellium happening during the new moon in Taurus is like an invitation to tap into the confidence of the sign of Taurus through this serene quietness as well, because I know I don't usually get super upset unless I'm pushed and pushed and pushed and triggered to the point where you've gotten me out of my serene energy, and then the horns come out and then you better run, right? And so with Mars opposing Pluto and Jupiter squaring Mars, we got to remember too, this new moon, we're under the dark night of the new moon. And so we're on the precipice of this transformative period collectively, but we have to be willing to embrace the change. We have to be willing to unstuck ourselves from these lower timelines. And so are you ready to take a leap into the unknown? Because when we take that leap into the unknown, the Taurus rewards, the cash cow is going to be waiting on the other side. And so this does mark the beginning of a brand new cycle. And so we're closing out the Aries new moon cycles and we're ending those and we're stepping into a brand new cycle that can begin now. And so this is a good time to commit to personal goals that express these positive Taurus energies, the sign of the bull. And so I've got all kinds of new creative ideas, new goals coming forward collectively for the channel. And so I'm excited about that. Taurus is all about enjoying the simple things in life, the physical pleasures. You know, I love being outdoors. I love good food. I love my food. And I just like to do activities that reconnect me with the Taurian beauty that we can all possess. And so Taurus does like to stop and smell the roses. And so use this energy wisely to allow you, I feel, to become more aware of what makes you feel comfortable and secure. Maybe this is a very good time to sit down and journal and reevaluate your relationship to money, to possessions, and to discover what truly makes you happy and fulfilled. Because material things are never going to bring you the creature comforts of, you know, knowing who you truly are and stepping into your worth and your value. And so we got some big energies. I do feel we've got some big decisions to be made coming up this weekend. So let's jump in with the cards. See what else needs to come through. I am going to start off by using the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck today. Look at that, bottom of the deck. We get incoming messages, channeling your spiritual path and find your tribe soul alignment. And so you could be receiving a lot of higher messages from your guides, from the divine right now. With Mercury and Taurus, I feel a lot of higher guidance has been being channeled. Many of us have the ability to channel these spiritual messages, these spiritual energies, but we do got to quiet the mind. And we have to be willing to receive the messages that are kind of coming in. So I do feel a lot in the collective are having their spiritual path illuminated when it comes to their purpose, what depths they need to explore in order to reach this higher exploration of the higher self. And so we're all kind of at this pivot point, right? So if you're still connected to a karmic group of friends or a romantic partnership that doesn't really contribute to your growth and your evolution, and they've been depleting you, keeping you stagnant. I think there's a lot of integration happening around your purpose. So we're at a fork in the road, guys. We are at a divine wide point where we're going to have to make a very substantial decision that will create massive impact. A lot of us are spiritual teachers. A lot of us are here to master these lessons and evolve beyond them, to embrace our gifts and to step into these teacher roles. So where do you need to cut some energy cords? Because these messages coming in, they're like a signal from the universe, a green light from the universe. I'm going to sneeze. Saying that it's time to live life consciously. And so we can all make decisions in our life. Life doesn't just have to happen to us. We can make conscious choices for the betterment. But we have to listen to the important messages that are coming through, guiding us towards this new cycle. So we're going to see what else needs to come through with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Kitty's all over me today. So deepening the relationship to self. So there's going to be some obstructions. There's going to be some challenges, impediments. There's going to be something that needs to be overcome. Maybe you need to protect yourself, but I do feel an alternate path is needing to be chosen. And this is where we do have to go into deepening this relationship to ourselves. We can't really fully have an intimate connection with another if we haven't truly understood and learned our own soul's vibration and language, what really brings us motivation, what makes us happy, what brings us joy. And so self-love is what Taurus is all about, correct? So are the decisions you're making for your life, are they for the betterment? Or are they going to be a repetition of a negative cycle that you don't really want to repeat? So there's going to be like this finality is what I'm feeling with this new moon this weekend. Yeah, and so find your truth. What is your truth? What is your truth? Because a lot of us get misguided by falsehoods through our religious backgrounds, our family beliefs, our family lineage. And so what is your truth? Maybe it's time to shine light on these falsehoods. Maybe it's time to really understand what speaks to your heart and your soul. And so the more I dig into the Mary Magdalene Revealed book, the more I understood why I was always so disconnected in the church and why I've always felt so disconnected from religion for the lack of, you know, women being revered and honored, and for how Mary was slandered, right? And so these are also falsehoods. And so when we find our truth, we are also here to step into imparting this wisdom. And so we've got a lot of ancestors watching over us as we go through this transformation. What are your ancestors telling you? Because I do feel the messages coming in are from your ancestors, your spirit team, your spirit guides. They're saying, hey, you've got a challenge ahead. And there is a karmic circumstance that has reached its climactic ending. This has to surface. This has to be addressed because it's time to step into improving our lives. So you're going to be tested. And this is likely going to be a test of your beliefs. So there is going to be a new outlook coming. And so many of us have been in this void. I know the last couple of weeks, things kind of like slowed right down to almost like a dead stop. The last few days, I remember when Mercury went direct, those 2 days, it was like everything was at a standstill. And so things are progressively picking up. And so when we were in retrograde, we couldn't quite see things for exactly what they were. Because retrogrades are about reevaluation. It's a little bit foggy, a little bit unclear. And so we were in this reexamination of our situation. There's a karmic intense situation here, reexamining it from all angles, right? And so there's going to be a perspective shift. We've been in the void. And when we're in that void space, we're shifting our perceptions. And energy is kind of clearing behind the scenes, below the surface. And this is where we also learn to just be. To let it be, to just be. And this also is where we go into practicing meditation, right? Calming the mind, quiet the mind, allowing the thoughts to flow through us, and allowing the channels of communication to open up with our spiritual team. So let's go a little bit deeper here, and we're going to dig in with some past life lessons because of the North Node energy. And the North Node will be shifting into Aries. I believe it's July 17th. And so with the Taurus Scorpio, it's been a lot of obsessions needing to be cleared, stepping into our worth and our value. And so with the Libra South Node, this is where, you know, the comfort zone of, well, indecision. What about me is what the Aries North Node is saying. And so envy. So if there's projection in the collective right now, maybe this is a big life lesson to release jealousy and envy. Because you and only you are responsible for your successes and your failures. And if you are, you know, watching another live their best life and succeeding and you're envious, then maybe that's a clear indication that you need to take initiative to plan for your future instead of comparing yourself to another's life so you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because trust me, we don't know what people have gone through to get where they're at. And so it's really not our place to be envious of another. And so all of these energies playing out right now are activating a lot of skills and abilities when it comes to mystic healers in the collective. And it is preparing many of us to be that guide for others at this point in time. So we'll dig in with this deck and we're going to see what past life lessons are coming through. There's the guide. There's the ancient one. And so many of us have lived many, many lifetimes for many centuries. And so a lot of us have very ancient origins. We're very old souls, and so we're here to kind of bring that knowledge forward for this great awakening. So we get the Author card. Oh, Traveler. Oh, wow, they're really coming out. That's quite a bit. And we get the Fisherman. So many of us possess this ability to astral travel. And so many of us are very cultured. And so there is this newfound curiosity, right? And so there might be a lot of messages coming through in dream space. With the Author energy coming through, this is really a new moon for doing the deep dive when it comes to the subconscious work of integrating the shadow self and figuring out what is truth and what is fiction. Because we all have the ability to rewrite our story. And so this is where we got to get really honest with ourselves with this new moon. There is an unrequited love situation here, and this is intensifying. And so you could be in an unrequited love situation where maybe somebody else had your heart and you've been staying there thinking you're going to die of a broken heart. But we do need to release these unrequited love situations. We're not here to be a servant to another. We're not here to faithfully take care of another, to, you know, devote your life to somebody where there isn't any love. And so this is the death, I feel, of these criminal toxic cycles where we've been limited and maybe having to resort to victimize others to keep them in our grip. And so we're paying back karmic debt. And so there is going to be an untimely goodbye. And maybe it's going to feel like you're not going to even have a chance to say goodbye. Maybe it's going to be a quick departure. But this unrequited love situation needs to go. And so how can you step into mastery? Somebody here might need a lawyer. You might need to hire a lawyer to defend yourself in order to reach a healthy settlement when it comes to, you know, separating some estates or something like that, or handling family issues. So you might need a lawyer. But what I want to say is somebody here is a master and has thousands of lifetimes of wisdom in their heart. And so we're here to step into being these guides, offering this spiritual advice. And we are here to gain followers as well. And, you know, Jesus only had 12 followers, right? So it's not the quantity, it's the quality of the followers. And so how can you trust in your intuition? Because you just know, right? Somebody here just knows it's time to release an unrequited love situation. And maybe you've held on because of this past wounding and some self-worth issues. And so it is so imperative that we transcend these negative relationship experiences, understanding how they shaped us, how the wounds have given us our creativity, and how we can redefine us instead of allowing these wounds to perpetuate these limitations in our lives. And so a big lesson coming up with this Taurus new moon, pardon me, is self-worth. That's a big lesson for all of us, is our self-worth. And so maybe this is your lesson in this lifetime, is to embrace your own uniqueness and the combination of qualities that you possess that nobody else possesses. And so that's kind of what I see going on here. So let's jump in with the tarot. I did want to keep this kind of short and sweet. There's the breaking free of the old mindset and breaking free from manipulation. We could be dealing with a pathological liar here. The Magician reverse could be a pathological liar, Gemini, Virgo, or maybe you need to break free from your illusion of pathologically lying to yourself, saying this is my happily ever after, because there ain't no love here. There's manipulation, there's control tactics, there's pathological lies going on here, self-deception. Somebody's telling themselves, hey, I'm in a happily ever after. But in reality, I'm stuck. I'm feeling oppressed. I'm bored. Maybe even depressed. Holding on to the memories, the long gone memories in a loveless situation. Holding on, needing to walk away. But no, I'm going to hold on. I don't want to take that chance. Somebody here's on a spiritual journey and they've resisted to make these changes. Either somebody needs to leave a home or somebody needs to kick somebody out. And so breaking free from the memories. Somebody's held on, maybe because you've been with this person since you were younger. But this was rooted in some negative childhood patterns. It's time to break free from the illusion of being entrapped in a situation. And it's really time to take responsibility and to take action and to take the lead, because there's your fresh start. But you got to trust yourself. You got to push your fears aside, right? You got to take that leap like Aries would. You got to take a leap of faith. And I feel unexpectedly leaving a situation. But we're going to pull an actual spread here. And we're going to see what's going on for the collective when it comes to these new moon energies. Yeah, breaking free from boredom. Maybe going back to a missed opportunity. Somebody might have been stuck in a cycle for the last 4 years, failing to recognize a magical opportunity here. Missing the point. But we got to break free from oppression, right? We got to break free from holding ourselves back. And so I feel this new moon in Taurus is bringing in a major wake-up call when it comes to some distorted beliefs, where you've lacked confidence to make a decision, where you felt helpless, bored, discontent, lost in a sea of subconscious memories. It's time to stop being afraid. It's time to kind of take action. So let's see what's going on here for the collective when it comes to these energies. Side note, well, there we go. 2 of Cups in reverse. 2 people no longer in love. There's nothing here to research. You might be pretending you're in a happy romantic relationship, but there is a lack of forgiveness. There's a lack of romantic connection. There's a lot of challenges here. It's time to give up. I'm going to leave that on the side. So we got the Knight of Wands in reverse, anchored down by the Balance in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Sag energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. We get the King of Cups in reverse, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, anchored down by the 8 of Wands. We get the Fool. That's the central energy. We get a brand new beginning here. So somebody's been dreaming. Definitely going through a period of dark night of the soul, a period of transition, preparing to break free from an old mindset, preparing to break free from a false sense of security. And things are moving forward with the Wheel anchored down by the 4 of Cups in reverse. I really like this, but there needs to be an ending. There needs to be an ending of an unrequited love situation here. And so I do feel things are very chaotic. I do feel there's going to be a lot of combative, aggressive projection going on with the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Temperance in reverse. Things are a little crazy here. Things are a little haywire, off balance for sure. I do feel an unexpected departure. I do feel it could be a masculine with a water and fire. Aries and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And I do feel somebody here is really withheld their emotions. There's double loyalty here. I don't feel this King of Cups was fully trustworthy. I feel stayed in a situation that maybe felt safe, But there's a lot of diversity. There's a lack of self-control. There could even be addictions here. We could have a serial cheater here with the Knight of Wands in reverse. We could have a serial cheater. Doesn't have to be. But I feel there's a lack of compromise. There's a lot of stress being caused, I feel, from somebody's lack of emotional availability. Somebody here has some hidden intentions, maybe hidden intentions of taking a leap of faith and leaving something behind. But the Sun reverse, this is, you know, a lack of joy, a lack of happiness. Somebody here is lacking a sense of vitality. Nothing's really working out here. And so there is a positive new opportunity. We could have a King of Cups here that's been stricken with the rods of love, looking back at the past when it comes to maybe a situation where he left somebody out in the cold and there's not been any balance, and maybe there's been a lot of patience waiting for somebody to regain some self-control. There is going to be an unexpected departure here. There's going to be rapid changes when it comes to somebody taking a leap of faith and leaving a home situation behind where they've really contemplated, I feel, walking away for a while. They've held on for quite a while, right? And so this is not a happily ever after. Somebody's felt trapped and helpless, needing to take responsibility now if they do want a loving relationship. And so here's this fresh new start. Here's that wake-up call. With the wheel, it is saying there's a fresh new start. Sudden unexpected changes are going to bring positive change, and it's not going to feel positive, but somebody's getting a wake-up call here. There's a masculine, I feel, getting a wake-up call here. He's discontent, he's bored, and I do feel maybe going back to a missed opportunity from the past. Yeah, something is coming to a dead stop when it comes to a poor investment. There's no more working together. No more working together. Because I do feel somebody's really withheld wanting to bring in an offer somewhere else. So let's clarify this Four of Cups in reversed. They're going right towards wish fulfillment. Wish is coming true. Somebody's awakening to some truth here. And this might lead to a confession. Yeah, because it's time. 7 is the number from heaven. It's time. I do feel somebody is leaving a karmic situation behind that's been very challenging. There's no harvest here. And I do feel this is a magical time. Your dreams can become your reality, but it might require a confession when it comes to a dishonest situation. You're going to have to take action. There could be a material loss here. There very well could be a material loss here, but this is the moon to plant those seeds for wish fulfillment. So how can you embrace your uniqueness? How can you put in the effort to go towards an investment that will be rewarding in the future? And there might be a need for patience because forgiveness is going to be needed when it comes to somebody's deceitful actions. There is this energy of stepping outside of the box, breaking free from tradition, and building a new foundation that maybe isn't going to compare to traditional Taurian methods in the past. And so there is an ending, and somebody is coming out of an extended period of grieving where they focused on the negative, and now all of the things that they were so afraid to play out are kind of playing out. Self-fulfilling prophecy. I do feel a confession, and somebody is seeking some forgiveness, but first they got to kind of forgive themselves when it comes to a lack of investment here. So let's see what this King of Cups has got going on. Let's go a little bit deeper into this King of Cups reversed. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, coming out of a period of healing. Yeah, there is some type of heart activation here. We've got a King of Cups that's been in the dark night of the soul. And I feel they're having a hard time seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I do feel there was a missed opportunity when it does come to a beautiful emotional experience. Like, that's the holy grail. Somebody did not listen to the insights that they were receiving, and I do feel they turned down a romantic relationship, and now somebody is awakening to this psychic spiritual connection. And I do feel they know they have to embrace changes if they want to bring these challenging times to an end, and they're having a hard time seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I do feel somebody wants to revive something. They are mentally and physically exhausted about needing to make this decision. Yeah, I do feel there was a lack of investment. I do feel there was a lack of investment. And now this Queen of Coins in reverse, she's gone her own way. She's living the good life. She don't need anybody. She's enjoying the fruits of her labor, of her transformation. She's worked hard to stand on her own 2 feet. I feel somebody here could be self-employed, successful, happy, enjoying life. Somebody that was very practical and generous in the past. And I feel now no longer is really investing in this situation, and this is creating unfounded fear. And so I do feel somebody's walls are crashing around their heart that they've built up. And now they're going to have to find their confidence to come in to maybe get a weight off of their shoulders, because this fear, this worry, this paranoia is growing out of proportion. And so somebody's been battling the views of the ego. I do think it's time to walk away from a dramatic situation, maybe with a Queen of Wands in reverse, and to go through a period of self-discovery. So let's see what the wheel is bringing in, because this is the fresh new start coming in. Oh, well, we got somebody coming back from the past, because they are at the crossroads and they're ready to go through this period of spiritual alignment. So this is a major cycle coming to an end. We're closing out a major cycle. We're closing out the age of Pisces. We're stepping into the age of Aquarius. We got all of the fixed signs here. And so this wheel is bringing in a time of brilliant success. But somebody needs to take those action steps to walk back to something that they walked away from, that they left in the dust, that was part of their spiritual journey, that is going to bring them more than they could ever expect from this life experience. And so this will require making a bold, ambitious choice. Somebody's taken the steps to partner with somebody that they've dreamt about going towards for a long time. This is a time of expansion, enlightenment, accomplishment, and freedom. But, you know, somebody's going to have to face somebody that they walked away from. And I don't think this is going to be an easy conversation. This could be somebody that you've divorced from. This could just be somebody that, you know, you saw as your person. I do feel that there's a feminine here, very closed off. It might be hard to get through to this feminine. Somebody here has been so disconnected from their emotions. They've been so emotionally unavailable that they couldn't see clearly. They did not remain objective. Somebody here is afraid that they've lost all respect. They received poor advice for sure, and they definitely deceived themselves here when it comes to somebody that had a lot of love for them. So I guess time will tell, but I do feel somebody's getting ready to follow their heart, and they're hoping that this Queen of Cups will offer them some compassion when it comes to addressing a past betrayal that has left somebody carrying a heavy burden for a long time and maybe masking this pain through addictions. I do feel there's going to be a melodramatic ending here, and somebody is piecing out and they're headed straight towards facing all of these challenges, straight towards the Queen of Cups that they did abandon and leave out in the cold maybe for the last couple of years because of a very unwise choice. But somebody knows there's a better way, and they're making an unexpected choice in love, Gemini. And so this is about recovering from these poor decisions. This is about embracing true, intimate friendships, deep, deep spiritual loving connections from the heart. And so get ready for something to come back around. If you put good out there, get ready to receive. If you owe somebody some karmic debt, get ready to pay the piper in these energies. And that's kind of what I got for the Taurus new moon, guys. I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out the description box below. Also, keep in mind, I am taking emails to get you signed up for the tarot class that is launching on March the 30th. I have 2 confirmed already in the class. I'd like to keep the first class a little bit more intimate. So there is still a few spaces left if you'd like to get in on the tarot class. Check it out, the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.